Hello and welcome everybody to Spoiler Effect and our spoiler-filled review of Men in Black International. I'm David Lotz. Joining me for this is Michelle Hillard. What's up, Michelle?
Hi, everybody. Hey, David.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Cool.
Sweet. Let's do this. We're going to be talking about Men in Black International. What's this, the fourth film in the franchise?
Yeah.
It's been, I believe, 7 years since the last film, which was Men in Black 3. It's been a little bit.
It's been a while.
It's been a bit. Have you been a fan of the franchise?
I've liked Men in Black. I mean, I think it goes without saying that the first one's my favorite and I think is the best one, but
yes,
I've still enjoyed it. Number 2 I thought was pretty good. 3 was okay. But I've enjoyed it. I think I don't know, it's fun. It's different.
It's funny. It's been a while since I've watched 2 and 3. And for some reason, I seem to have in my head that I think I actually enjoyed 3 better than 2.
Really?
But don't quote me on that until maybe I rewatch them again someday.
Right.
Like I said, it's been a while.
Right. It's been a while.
So I'm going to give a last warning again. Obviously, we're going to be talking about spoilers for Men in Black International.
Spoilers.
So you have been warned. With that, what did you think of Men in Black International, Michelle?
Why do I always have to go first? I feel like I go first all the time lately.
Because I have to ask someone, and there's no one else here to ask. So you're the go-to.
What if I ask you, David?
No.
What did you think?
It's
No,
too
I'd
late.
really like to know what you think first,
it's too
honestly.
late. Come on, just do this.
No, it's fine. I mean, I feel like I'm always saying it all the time, and I'm always
No,
the
there
first
was
one to
another one
talk.
recently that we talked about a movie, and I went first.
Oh.
So I'm
right,
giving
well,
this one to you.
Men in Black International. I will say overall, I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I don't think it's a great film by any stretch of the imagination. It's predictable, which I think kind of goes with the territory. But I found it enjoyable for the ride, like what it was, and I think it's kind of a nice refresh on the. I can't think of it. The Men in Black existence.
Franchise.
There's the word. It's not late night at all. No, I think it's a really good, like, kind of restart to it. I think Chris Hemsworth, I think comedy is really one of his strongest suits, other than his ridiculously good-looking charms that he has. And my brain is just completely like blinking, but what's her name?
Tessa Thompson.
Thank you, Tessa Thompson. I think shines again. I think she's really good in this. I had fun. I liked it. Again, storyline predictable, but I thought the humor was pretty on par with Men in Black comedy, with the whole franchise as a whole, and I feel like the storyline, it worked for me. Predictable, but enjoyable.
All right.
I don't think you have the same feeling I do.
Why? Why do you think that?
You're giving me this weird look. It's creeping me out.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'll have to watch the video again later. I don't know what look I'm giving.
Creeping me out. A little bit.
How did I seem when we walked out of the theater?
I never know how you seem when we walk out of the movie theater.
Sweet. My poker face is still there.
Your poker face is there.
All right. I was definitely looking forward to this movie. I think we talked about it over on Flicker Effect the last episode.
Yep.
Chris Hemsworth, I agree. I think he's really good at comedy.
Yeah.
I loved everything I've seen Tessa Thompson in, and I thought the trailers for this were really good. I was excited about it. I did not care for it.
No, I'm getting that impression.
No, I didn't. It's bumming me out. I thought it was a missed opportunity to do something maybe a little different than definitely what they did. Yeah. Man. First it starts off with, like, I get that we've already been through the whole routine of seeing someone come into the Men in Black for the first time with Will Smith in that first movie. And no, I don't expect this movie to basically relive that kind of routine for Tessa Thompson's character, except this movie goes the other end of the spectrum where it is like, oh, you want to be a Men in Black? Okay, fine, you're Men in Black. Boom, you're a Men in Black. Like, yeah, you're what do they call her? Like some type of like trainee, some type of level, agent. But basically, you're in a
probationary.
Suit. You're in a suit. Now the only thing we haven't given you to like make you feel like you're truly, an agent is the whatever they call the thing that they erase people's minds with.
Itemize or something.
Yeah, something like that. And I guess that's the item now. That's like, item. Oh, I don't have that. I'm not a true agent yet. But other than that, it is like super fast forward, like quick montage of her like getting your uniform and maybe picking a weapon and I don't know, that bothered me. I was like, I don't know. I feel like especially since this movie, even though it exists in the same universe that the rest of the movies in this franchise have existed in, it's not like a complete reboot. But in a way, the movie has felt like, at least in the marketing for it, and especially considering we don't have any of our previous actors in this, or well, not in the main roles. Right. That in a way, it felt like, okay, this is going to be some kind of reboot of the franchise, even if it's still in the same universe. And I thought, with that in mind, we could have gotten maybe some more into like her kind of introduction into this world, and it's the whole movie acts like that, as she is already an agent, and she's kind of like seeing these creatures for the first time. But I don't know, there's something about it that just, I didn't think it was handled that well. Does that make sense? It
does, and I see what you're saying. I think for me, knowing that she applied for the FBI and the CIA and all of these other very large government corporations that we have, and she was at a point in the interviews where basically she was going to get the job, to the point that, I mean, like, if she's mentally and physically capable of getting to that point in those interviews with those kind of government agencies, then she's definitely obviously resourceful enough to handle joining Men in Black and basically jumping into the fray. Like, her training is there, her knowledge is there, and that's what I think that whole lead up kind of was helping to assist at the beginning.
Yeah, I guess.
But I know what you're saying. Yeah, she basically goes from random, customer service sales agent to I'm a Men in Black agent, kicking butt and taking names.
Right.
And knowing what I'm doing and feeling comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like she obviously has some kind of training background for these things in some fashion.
Yeah.
But it does move along pretty quickly at that portion, I think. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that it wasn't this slow, long climb in. It jumps in pretty fast. I like that.
I don't know. And then there was something about the dynamic between Chris Hemsworth and her character that
I have to agree.
Wasn't as good as I was hoping for.
I have to agree. The chemistry was kind of mixed.
And then I'm just kind of off the cuff, the first things that are coming to mind. Another thing that bothered me, there was a couple times where the movie does these things just for the kind of crazy, like, look at this crazy world we're in here kind of moments that were totally unnecessary and didn't even make sense. The first one that comes to mind is she goes down to the, the train station at the bottom of headquarters to get on this super fast subway train to go to London, right? Mm-hmm. And she goes down there and it looks like a New York subway train. And then she gets on and she goes to sit in the seat, which, oh shit, I got to stand back up. And it turns out it's transforming into this crazy looking like hyperspeed train. What the hell was the point of all that?
Like, why isn't it just the hyperspeed train to begin with?
Why did it need to look like a New York subway train in the first place? This wasn't like a normal New York subway station. Obviously, there's aliens everywhere.
Thank you. It was under their it was under the headquarters in both New York and London. It went from New York to London. Like, it wasn't doing anything else other than servicing aliens, Men in Black people.
Yeah,
that was the point. I agree. I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, but this train, that's all this train does.
Yeah,
there's no point in this train looking normal.
So there was just stuff like that
is weird.
For the purposes of like maybe fun for a younger audience, kids kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like, look, isn't this cool? But it was just totally unnecessary. I remember it was the very first scene where we see Chris Hemsworth and Liam Neeson. They're going up the Eiffel Tower and they come across this couple who's proposing, and they're already hiding their weapons. These couple don't even know who they are. The couple have not seen anything, but yet they go out of their way to tell this couple information about, like, oh, well, this is what's going on, and now we have to wipe your minds. Like, they didn't even have to do that.
I think they were just kind of being silly for them to just like, well, this is really like they're just.
I don't know. It's
another
just,
day
it
in
annoyed me.
work, I guess, for them.
It just seemed pointless.
I see what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing. I think it was just more just, oh, we're just at work. Don't mind us. Oh, well. Silly people.
I don't know. I guess I was hoping the movie was going to go down a different road, and instead it did this whole thing where it's like, oh, there's a mole in the agency, and we have to figure out who it is. And yeah, you're right. It's kind of predictable. And then to also, like, I think, kind of keep you off the trail, they keep nodding to this whole thing about how his character, Chris Hemsworth, Agent H, oh, there's something different about you. There's something off about you. And they seem to go nowhere with that. Like,
right. And again, the only thing I could think is that they're alluding to is basically he breaks up with this alien woman and it changes him. But then it strays away from that idea. So, like, basically they're saying, like, oh, like, ever since that battle and ever since this relationship, like, you've been kind of weird. You're not quite the same person. But they never really quite clarify. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm with you.
yeah.
I feel like they were going somewhere with it and then they dropped it.
Yeah, like that very important scene where she's given the most powerful weapon in the universe or whatever that thing is.
Right.
And the guy that's giving it to her is saying, hey, like, I can't give it to him. Like, when I shook his hand or something, I could tell
He's
something, like, he's
changed.
off or something's changed. And that seems like a very important thing to note. Like,
Well, and it's brought up multiple times.
Where it requires some type of explanation as to why did this alien, who apparently can, like, sense things from people, really feel like this is a different person. Like,
Well,
and then nothing.
Well, and the only thing I could think of, honestly, is that after that, it's revealed in that last scene, basically, like, he had his mind erased from the battle where he and Liam Neeson were
That's
fighting.
true. Okay.
So that's the moment. So is it that because of that one mind erase, he's off, or has his mind been getting erased every now and again by Liam Neeson's character?
I can see that.
And that's why he's different.
Right. Okay. I'll buy that explanation.
Okay.
I like that.
I think that's what they're alluding to.
Right.
But they never quite just fully say that.
Right.
And that's what's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like the chemistry between Tessa Thompson and him was kind of mixed. It went kind of back and forth at times. What was your take on, and now I'm going to make sure, Kumail
Nanjiani.
Nanjiani?
Nanjiani. I liked his character a lot, actually.
As Pawnee?
The other thing I was going to say is I didn't really find the movie particularly funny. But yet, I think probably the most stuff I laughed at was his lines.
I agree. I think he was the best humor in it.
He had the best humor in the movie. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, you were sitting next to me in the movie. Maybe I'm remembering it correctly, but I don't think I laughed much. I was kind of bored.
I think there was a few chuckles. And again, I think it was from Pawnee's jokes, from his humor. And yeah, I have to agree. Yeah.
Mostly I was bored in this movie, and I was kind of ready to go. Like, I could tell pretty quickly. I'm like, oh, this... Again, I know it's in the same universe. I know it wasn't, like, supposed to be a complete reboot, and I knew it was going to have the same kind of sensibility in terms of, the comedy and everything. But I still felt like it was going to do something a little more different than it did. And pretty quickly, I'm like, oh, like, this is just another installment. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't even feel like it's that important that we're following new characters. Like, no, it's just, okay, another installment, part 4 in the franchise. Like, oh, like, really?
I don't know. I
like
didn't,
just how quick. I don't know. Just how quickly she kind of gets in, and that stuff's just like, oh, okay. And then that's fine. But then I watch it, and I'm like, oh, it's not even funny. Like, I was just bored. I didn't think it was very good.
I feel bad. I'm sorry. I think I took it more as an approach that I think I was thinking, oh, it's another installment. Oh, it's Men in Black. Like, I don't go into it with really any kind of major expectations. I guess I just was very kind of like, it's just another Men in Black movie, and that's kind of how I was going into it.
I guess I don't think if I'd gone into it any differently, it'd made the movie any better.
No,
I mean,
I know what you're saying. I don't know.
yeah.
I think, you know, I was also kind of just looking at it as like something kind of action packed, space alien-y, where they're fighting them, a little bit of humor, a little bit of summer kind of fun, and that's kind of what I took it at, pretty face value. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of fun.
I'm glad you liked it.
I think it's a good summer movie. It's a good summer movie. This movie would completely bomb if it was any other time of the year.
Oh, it's bombing anyway.
Well, it would really bomb if it was at any other time. I mean, like, really,
I was going to bring that
really
up
bomb.
next. The box office is not good.
Oh, really?
Huh. I think it's looking at, I just saw a little while ago, and now I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's now based on, because we're recording this Saturday night, but based on what it's made so far, it's looking at an under $30 million weekend, like 26 or something like that.
Whoa, that's bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, wow. So bad.
Which, I mean, it doesn't even, I mean, and I know we're not talking about other movies here, but it's not even close to how bad Shaft is doing. Shaft is doing really bad.
Shaft didn't have the right promotion, by the way.
No, I wouldn't even say it didn't have the right promotion. I don't think it had any.
It had non-existent promotion.
Yeah, like, I don't remember any marketing for that other than, I saw a trailer or two in the theater.
I saw one trailer a ridiculously long time ago for it,
right.
And I've seen nothing to it until literally last week, and I finally saw one more trailer and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, when's that coming out? And you're like, it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I'm sorry, what? Like, we see a lot of trailers, we're pretty in the know. I had no effing clue that movie was coming out this weekend.
Right.
Like, none, zero, because I haven't seen it anywhere. It's been on absolutely none of my social media feeds. It's been none on TV. I've not heard anything on the radio. I've not seen billboards. It is absolute non-existent promotion for that film. So the fact that that's bombing does not shock me, which is sad because I remember seeing the trailer and thinking, that looks kind of funny. I'd go see that. It's sad. It just no promotion for that film. So that doesn't shock me that is bombing.
I mean, and then when it comes to Men in Black International, I mean, it's surprising to me how relatively badly it's doing.
That's surprising to me too.
There's been, I feel like, a lot of marketing for this.
Been a lot of marketing for it.
And with this duo as your leads, I thought it was like a...
That was in the bag.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I thought people would be running to go see this.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, with Chris Hemsworth and her and Tessa Thompson in this. And
I'll be honest, just staring at Chris Hemsworth for 2 hours, I was totally happy.
I'll say the same thing about Tessa Thompson, to be completely honest.
She's really hot too. I was really happy looking at her for 2 hours. I was like, I don't mind just staring at these two people for 2 hours. That's fine.
Yeah, but no, it's surprising to me, unless it's just word of mouth that's quickly gotten out about it. Because I also say too, its Rotten Tomato score is also not good. Yeah. It's in like the teens, I believe. Like they're not the teens. I think it's like 20-something%.
Wow.
It's not great. I'm looking it up now.
Man.
Yeah, not good. 24%.
Wow.
I'll read the critics' consensus. Amiable but forgettable. Men in Black International grinds its stars substantial chemistry through the gears of a franchise running low on reasons to continue. I would agree with that. At least for me. I mean, that's why I feel like if you want to try to continue this, especially you're putting a new pair together, new leads, I would like to think, if this movie had been a runaway hit, they'd immediately go, all right, we're making 2 more of these movies with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. Like, you've got to find a way to not necessarily reinvent the franchise, but just give it some extra fuel and do something kind of new with it. And to me, that's why I like the fact that it was just like, oh, it's just another Men in Black movie. Like, you really need to know the franchise already to like kind of even somewhat enjoy this. Like, there's, I don't know. I thought it was a missed opportunity to kind of do something, and they I feel like they messed it up.
I get that.
Any other thoughts on the movie?
I don't have a lot of thoughts on it. I mean,
Yeah, it's a Men in Black film,
it's a Men in Black film.
but you liked it, so
I mean, I enjoyed it. Like, I came out there going, that was enjoyable. Like, I was like, that's a good summer movie. Like, in my mind, I'm like, that is a summer movie. Like, certain movies, and I say that, like, certain movies in summer I do have expectations for. Endgame, so forth and so on. But, like, there's other movies that come out that I'm like, it's just a summer film. It's just, it's entertainment in the air conditioning that's, I mean, like, I really go in pretty low on some of these films in the summertime. Like, with this one, I really just was kind of like, it's another Men in Black film. Like, I don't know. I just went into it kind of knowing what I was going to get, and that's basically what I got.
Gotcha. All right. Well, with that, I think that's going to do it for our spoiler review of Men in Black International, even though we didn't really get a lot into spoilers, but I brought up a few.
There's really not much to get too spoilery on.
No. I mean, I guess not. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we would love to hear back from you guys, and you can let us know what you think. You can email us at feedback@flickereffect.com. You can reach out to us on Instagram and Twitter at flicker_effect. If you're watching this on YouTube, just please feel free to comment below and let us know what you thought. And with that, I'm David Lott.
And I'm Michelle Hillard.
Thanks for listening.